Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Wednesday, March 19th. Coming up on Cullman Today, a bank deal, a 100th birthday celebration, and March's City Council meeting. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Legacy Community Federal Credit Union and First Community Bank of Cullman announced yesterday that they have executed a definitive agreement for the purchase and assumption of the assets and liabilities of First Community by Legacy. The transaction has already received unanimous approval from the board of directors of each institution. A press release from Legacy noted that the two organizations both have a long history of community-focused service, so the opportunity to combine resources made the transaction a natural progression. Leah Ragland, AVP of Marketing and Business Development for Legacy Credit Union, said that the combined organization will create the ability to expand on the strengths of each institution, bringing together a full range of consumer and business products, including state-of-the-art digital banking, quality checking options, and high-yield savings accounts. First Community Bank of Cullman was founded in 1905. Legacy Community Federal Credit Union was chartered in 1955 as University Credit Union. Legacy currently operates 9 full-service branches with 2 additional locations opening this year and serves more than 39,000 members in Central Alabama. Marjorie Krebs, a local Cullman woman, celebrated her 100th birthday on St. Patrick's Day. Although the family usually hosts a small gathering for her birthday, this year her family organized a birthday celebration at Woodland Nursing Home and invited extended family from Mississippi, resulting in a turnout of more than 40 people coming to celebrate Marjorie's life, a life filled with wonderful memories and experiences. Despite being a private individual, she has an outgoing personality and a love for dance that she shared with the community. Marjorie and her late husband taught traditional German dance and participated in the German club, spreading their love of culture at schools and events. For her 100th birthday, her only request was to attend her church, St. Paul's Lutheran Church. During the service, the children's choir sang Happy Birthday, followed by the entire congregation joining in the singing. Her daughter, Rebecca Krebs, described it as a deeply emotional and beautiful moment, as her mother is both the oldest in the church and in her nursing home. Asked if she had one piece of advice to younger generations, she said, "Go to church for sure, manage your money, spend it wisely, and always save for an emergency." The Cullman City Council on Monday welcomed faculty and students from Cullman City Schools to celebrate achievements and get an update on happenings in the system. 2 students who recently won district competitions in the Governor's App Challenge, a statewide computer programming competition, were recognized. Superintendent Kyle Koloff gave updates on construction work for the high school STEM wing, the Cullman Intermediate School, and Cullman Middle School. Other announcements from the system included the job fair on Thursday at Cullman Primary School. Spring break is next week, and state testing will begin upon the students' return in grades 2 through 8. Schools will be out on Good Friday, April 18th, as an unused weather makeup day, and Friday, May 2nd, due to Cullman hosting the state track meet. The council then approved resolutions concerning upcoming improvements at the Cullman Regional Airport. The council also set a public hearing on April 21st at 7 p.m. for an ordinance to rezone property on Marie Street Northwest and approved resolutions to assess the cost of demolishing and removing a dangerous structure on Bauer Drive Southeast and award the bid for a pickup truck to the lowest responsible bidder. The council also approved special event requests for the state track meet at Cullman High School in May and St. Bernard Prep School for the annual Bloomin' Festival in April. Cullman City Council meets next at 7 p.m. on Monday, April 7th in the City Hall Auditorium. The public is invited to attend. And those are the top stories in Cullman today. Coming up, Cold Springs collects a win at Vinemont. Sports is next.
Almonds in full bloom in the newest edition of Community Matters from the Cullman Tribune. Discover fresh dining spots, celebrate community connections, and meet local heroes making a real difference. From stunning sights to courtside lights, there's something for everyone to enjoy. Pick up your free copy around town or read it online today. Community Matters. Get to know your community.
Welcome back. Cold Springs traveled to Vinemont for a Battle of the Eagles Monday night, and it was a shootout between the two county squads. After falling behind 3-1 in the fourth, Cold Springs plated 6 runs in the fifth to move in front and held off a late push from Vinemont to earn a 10-7 win on the road. Back-to-back singles from Cadence Williams and Brooklyn Ingram gave Cold Springs a pair of runners in the top of the first. Both runners advanced with steals, and Williams scored in a rundown later in the inning to give Cold Springs a 1-0 lead. Tori Vines drew a walk to lead off the bottom of the second. Aaliyah Holmes entered as a courtesy runner, and after advancing to second on a wild pitch, Aliana Sandlin lined a double into center field to score Holmes and tie the game at 1 going into the third. After a scoreless third inning, Vinemont pulled ahead in the bottom of the fourth. Briley Basinger knocked a leadoff double into center field and advanced to third on a passed ball. Vines drew a walk to put runners on the corners, and Kylie Metzger laid down a bunt to score Basinger and give Vinemont a 2-1 lead. Holmes scored on a fielder's choice later in the inning to make it a 3-1 game going into the fifth. Cold Springs responded in the top half of the fifth. Sadie Smith led things off with a single, and just a few pitches later, Aaliyah Addison tied the game at 3 with an inside-the-park home run into deep right field. Williams, Ingram, and Adriana Young strung together 3 straight singles to put Cold Springs in front 4-3, and Ingram scored on a fielder's choice a few pitches later to make it 5-3. Josie Williams ripped a 2-run single into right field to cap a 6-run inning for Cold Springs and stretch the lead to 7-3 going into the bottom of the inning. Singles from Abby Kuykendall, Arlie Thomason, and Vines loaded the bases for Vinemont in the bottom of the fifth, and Haley Millwood punched a 2-run single into right field to cut the lead to 7-5 heading into the 6th inning. Brooke Rowan led off the top of the 6th with a double and scored on an error just 1 pitch later to give Cold Springs an 8-5 lead. Addison scored on a fielder's choice later in the inning to make it a 9-5 game going into the bottom half of the inning. Jaden Knott and Darcy Carmack each drew walks to lead off the bottom of the 6th, and later in the inning, a fielder's choice allowed Carmack to score and trim the lead to 9-6. Basinger shot a double into right field to plate Kuykendall and made it a 2-run game with just 1 inning to play. Chloe Shelton scored on a fielder's choice to put Cold Springs ahead by 3 in the top of the 7th, and Vinemont was unable to rally in the final frame, sealing a 10-7 road win for Cold Springs. And that wraps up sports for today. After the break, we'll bring you 4 stories in under 4 minutes, including mystery packages and a murder mystery dinner. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Similar to the reports in 2020, mystery seed packages have once again found their way into some Alabama mailboxes. These seeds could cause great harm to the state's environment through the potential spreading of diseases and invasive species. According to the Alabama Department of Agriculture and Industries, it's illegal to import or export agricultural products that do not have the proper authorization or are in violation of regulations. Known as agriculture smuggling, these packages are often disguised as shipments of items like jewelry or greeting cards to avoid inspection. It's imperative for recipients of unsolicited seeds to not plant the seeds and not open sealed packages. Alabama Cooperative Extension System county offices statewide will serve as drop-off locations for unsolicited seed packages. Extension staff will coordinate proper pickup and disposal with the ADAI. These seed packets bring the potential risk of introducing invasive species, plant pathogens, and invasive insects to Alabama's environment. For more information, contact the Cullman County Extension Office. At the Alabama Conservation Advisory Board meeting last weekend, board members heard a report from Conservation Commissioner Chris Blankenship, as well as proposed tweaks to the white-tailed deer daily bag limit and changes to the red snapper season. The board unanimously approved Marine Resources Division's red snapper season recommendation to set the opening of red snapper season on the Friday before Memorial Day and be open 7 days a week through June 30th. Chuck Sykes, director of the Wildlife and Freshwater Fisheries, proposed that the unantlered deer bag limit be increased to 2 per day in all zones for the entire season, with the exception of Zone C in the north-central portion of the state. The antlered deer season limit will remain at 3. And 2025 and 26 are the years of Alabama Trails, a promotion done by Alabama Tourism with cooperation from the Department of Conservation, where trails will be highlighted to try to get more people to visit the parks and Forever Wild properties to use those trails. The Friends of the Public Libraries of Cullman County are hosting a Murder Mystery Dinner 2025, Unraveling the Clue for the Future. Step into the world of Clue and put your detective skills to the test at an interactive murder mystery dinner. Enjoy a delicious meal while unraveling a web of secrets, suspects, and surprises. Was it Miss Scarlet in the library with the candlestick? Or perhaps Colonel Mustard in the dining room? The murder mystery is April 10th at Camp Meadowbrook from 5:30 to 8:30. Costumes are encouraged. Tickets are $85 for individual seats and $650 for a table of 8. All proceeds benefit the Cullman County Public Library's capital campaign, supporting a brighter future for our community. A small business Easter market is this weekend at the Cullman County Agricultural Trade Center. Shoppers will enjoy an Easter egg hunt, a train ride, and Easter bunny photos between browsing the booths of 80 vendors and snacking at food trucks. Admission is $3 and the market opens at 10 a.m. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Gregory Paul Mize, age 56, of Holly Pond, passed away on Friday, March 14th. A memorial service will be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, March 22nd at Cullman Heritage Funeral Home. Visitation will be prior to the service from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Kenneth Red Harrington, age 79, of Cullman, passed away Monday, March 17th. A memorial service was Tuesday, March 18th. Funeral services for Reverend John Wesley Purifoy Jr., 78, of Colony, will be at 2 p.m. Saturday, March 22nd at Pleasant Grove United Methodist Church. Burial will follow the service at Colony Cemetery. Visitation will be Friday, March 21st from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hanceville Funeral Home. Wanda Sue Dillard Craig, age 81, passed away on March 15th. Funeral service is at Hanceville Funeral Home on Saturday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. with visitation from 11 to 1 p.m. Burial is at Cullman City Cemetery following the service. Donna Jo Rivers Cottingham, age 67, of McCalla, passed away on Monday, March 17th. Graveside services will be on Thursday, March 20th at Ryans Creek Baptist Church Cemetery at 2 p.m. Visitation will be on Thursday, March 20th from 12:30 until 1:30 at Moss Service Funeral Home. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a moment to look ahead at your weather forecast. It'll be partly sunny today and breezy with a high near 75. Tonight, showers with a possible thunderstorm and a low around 41. Thursday, we'll have partly sunny skies with a high near 51 and a low around 31. That wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a fabulous day, Cullman.